Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news, none of the pants, where I'm joined by my one gorgeous co-host.
Hi.
Are we doing, is Matt supposed to be here? Are we doing a reading instead of the show? Did I not get the memo?
No. You didn't get a memo that told you that Wren's gonna be late. And or maybe
It's not mine.
Before. What?
It's not mine. I don't care if she says she's late. Not mine.
Not that kind of late.
Oh. Well, then let me finish the intro.
You're the one who stopped it.
I'm shocked that I didn't have one of my co-hosts.
Oh,
where I've been joined by my gorgeous co-host who has a bite mark, Ishtar, from her own Twitch streams, and where she plays voices on Cyber Demon Gaming.
Hello.
You stop that right now.
Or what?
I will mute you, and I can because there's only one of you right now, so all I have to do is shut off my speakers and they can only hear me.
I see. So you're wanting to cut me out. I see.
My name, of course, is Antoine the Great. And I would say, how's it going, ladies? But there's only one. So, why does... I saw only one of you. I got excited. I thought there was going to be alcohol involved.
You don't get drunk.
I'd still enjoy the taste.
Well, that's true. Matt does make some very nice drinks.
Alright. Well, while we're here, we might as well say hello to the chat. Do we know who's showing up?
Well, it's either Igor or Wren. One of the two.
Oh, so we're having a special guest?
Possibly.
Why did no one tell me we're having a special guest?
Because you don't need to know. You just need to sit there and be snarky.
I am the host of this bloody awful show. What do you mean I don't need to know?
Awful show.
Yes.
I beg your pardon. Wren and I work our butts off trying to find a nice series of articles, and you're like, awful show. You can just fuck right off.
You know what? You do work your butts off. I get to watch the twerking challenge after the show's over. It's quite impressive. You all would wish you were in the call afterwards. Like, the screen comes down and I say, you know, we're out now, and they just, you know, show me that they're not wearing pants, and then it's all rump shaking and rap. It's weird.
Definitely not wearing pants tonight.
See, Ishtar's showing she's not wearing pants. So, alright, before we get any further and make Mitzi slide off of her chair with that thought, let's say hello to who's in the chat. Zar was first, and Zar got first from 3 hours ago, or 2 hours ago, however long ago it was.
Zar, darling, you need something else to do with your time.
B-Token was second, so he got the silver. Steve was third, with the bronze coming in saying, Cheese Doodles! And Nathan...
Cheese Doodles?
Cheese Doodles. And Nathan comes in with an honourable mention. So that's our first, second, third, and fourth. Unfortunately, Mitzi got fifth.
Poor Mitzi.
Poor Mitzi. Ray is here as well. Ghost Dog says hello to everyone, including you and Wren and Mitzi and Ray. Wild Breath is here as well. How's it going, Wild Breath? Trey is here. Trey says swiggity swooty, which means he's coming for that booty.
Better not be coming for my booty.
What happened?
To hide that treasure.
What happened to your camera? You just are nothing but a head.
I'm adjusting a little bit.
Well, adjust faster.
Well, I'm kind of waiting to see it on screen.
And let's see. Ali is here. How's it going, Ali? Nightbot is doing his job. Zeogold says, Showtime! Yes, sir. Wolvania is here. Says, almost last. Last doesn't mean anything but best there, Wolvania. Don't worry about it. And Clever comes in at the very last as we're saying hello to everyone. So Clever is here as well. So, I don't know if you noticed this, Ishtar. I've put out 3 videos in 3 weeks.
I am so proud of you. You've gotten off your lazy butt and are actually doing something.
Someone actually noticed, and I didn't think that they actually watched my stuff. Maddie, the news chick, she noticed and mentioned in the comments. I posted another video. And believe it or not, I have another one that's going to be posted on Friday. You would
Nice.
even say that I'm an overachiever. The downside is
No, I wouldn't.
Matt hasn't been able to get a hold of his computer to work on his gaming videos, but no one watches those anyway. So,
Hey,
what?
I watch all of them except for the South Park stuff.
What's wrong with South Park? South Park's hilarious.
I don't like South Park.
Why not? What's wrong with you? Everyone likes South Park.
Because I think it's stupid humor. I don't like stupid humor.
Have you seen the people I've been dealing with on Twitter?
Yeah, sounds like a personal issue.
Yes,
Why
Nathan.
are you dealing with them?
Oh, Nathan's here. I don't know if I said hello to
Hi,
Nathan. How's it going, Nathan? Yes, Nathan. 2 videos in 1 week. I know. The Long Dark. What is the Long Dark?
That's a question.
Should be connected now.
Wren!
Oh, well, my second co-host finally decided to show up.
Hey,
Hey!
I had to babysit a coworker.
And she comes in bearing nearly all her cleavage. I don't know what you're bitching about.
On top of that, she's being our field reporter again. She looks like she's stuck somewhere in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Oh, darn.
I didn't send her there. Is that where the budget of this show is going?
I didn't send her there either. She paid for it on her own.
This is not going well. Anyway, where is everything? All right. There's that and that. Okay, why is it showing that? It shouldn't be showing my cursor. Let me fix something really quick.
You know, you're bitching and moaning about me almost being late and Wren being late, and
I
you
don't-
can't even get this thing going.
I don't want to hear it.
Well, you're gonna hear it.
No, don't want to hear it.
Yes.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
no.
Oy.
I don't.
I'm sorry, I forgot what we were talking about.
Me having to fix something. I'm gonna have to get rid of that. Don't like that. Alright folks, hold on just a second. We will get this situated. I know it says starting soon. I promise. It's gonna be fixed.
Sometime in the future, that would be nice.
You know what? I don't want to hear it from you.
Tough.
Wren says her potato crashed. She'll be back soon.
Of course.
No capture cursor. Then I'll get to see all of this now.
They're getting a behind the scenes.
They are, unfortunately. Alright. It's still capturing the cursor. I don't like that. I don't know how to fix that.
Can't help you.
It's not supposed to. I click don't capture the cursor.
I still can't help you.
Well, you are...
I'm here to be decorative. Okay?
Alright. It's still capturing the cursor, folks. I apologize for that. I don't know why it's capturing it. I'll try and keep it off of there. Nathan says, here is what we need. Matt and Ishii place XCOM on Iron Man. That is a turn-based strategy turn-based strategy game where if you lose a character, they're gone permanently, and you're fighting aliens. It's actually supposed to be a really fun game. That is extremely difficult. What I would like, and I don't know if you guys are up to this, I don't know if you know, this game called Minecraft has a role-playing game now called Dungeons. It's basically take Diablo and take Minecraft and shove Diablo into it.
Well, you see what happened, kids, was Minecraft met Diablo, and they liked each other, and then they got married, and then they had a baby, and now it's Minecraft Dungeons.
It looks really fun. I've been watching
It does.
Jacksepticeye play it, and you can do multiplayer because he was playing with Felix today.
Was he?
Yes.
Excellent.
So I would love to see you. Well, actually, not you. I would love if Sarah and I could go play. It would be fun.
I agree. I want to play it with Matt.
How's it going, Jake? Saw you squeeze in there. Tom is here as well. And Tom is here, which means there's a chance that Super Siri is listening. I haven't seen her in a while, but then again, you know, coronavirus and California and all that. How's it going, Malik? Well, do we want to wait on the potato to come back, or do we want to just jump into it and you can...
I started last week. Your turn.
Me?
Yes.
You want... I started last week, didn't we?
No, Science started last week.
All right, all right. Well, Ishtar, you strike me as a woman who never skips out on a bill.
No, I usually try to make sure I pay all my bills.
I'm talking about like a restaurant tab or a bar
Oh,
tab.
hell no. Do you know that some waitresses have to pay for you if you skip out like that?
I did not know that.
Dick fucking move. Yeah, some of them get stuck paying for you to run away, for you to have dinner because you decided. And that's just not fair because all their wages are their tips. I used to live with a waitress.
Malik asks, why didn't Matt host the last Vox on Sunday? Technical difficulties? No, Matt was out of town, so he couldn't do his little show that no one watches anyway.
Stop being jealous. He's getting almost as much as MSNBC. Didn't know that, did you, Cyberboy?
I did not. How's it going, Cinder Shadow?
Almost as many as MSNBC.
Well,
So shut your mouth.
I'm just going to have to put a stop to that.
No, Matt and I took the opportunity of the 3-day weekend to go visit my family and had a lot of fun and did a lot of ridiculous things and ate a lot of really great food.
Like puzzling, putting together a puzzle. That was highly entertaining, I'm sure.
Surprisingly, yes. Because when you see with my family, when you put out a puzzle, it's like that ball field in Field of Dreams. Everyone in my family just kind of congregates around it, and so we're all puzzling and talking and arguing over who's got which piece. It's
Raz!
quite fun.
Raz is in the chat. Holy shit, Razriel Takada is in the chat. Haven't seen him in forever. How's it going? He says, yeah, I've seen that happen when people dine and dash. We usually all chip in to help cover the cost at my work to minimize the cost of the one waitstaff. That's very nice of you. I bet you never thought of... Well, like I pointed out, you never thought of dine and dashing, right? You pay all of your bills, even if it's the worst service imaginable. Like, you deserve to, you know, you kind of feel like it's okay to do it because of how bad it was. Like, you could walk out of the restaurant, never leave, and never come back, and no one would know the difference.
Yeah.
You are too good and innocent for this world.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yes.
Why? Because I'm a good person?
Well, because you need to take more lessons from Florida Man. You see, Florida Man wanted to get out of his bill so badly that he decided to punch a police officer.
That is such a dick move.
A Florida man punches officer after refusing to pay a Chili's bill. Malik, Wren is dealing with a restarting potato. She will be back as soon as possible. We just kind of have to wait.
Malik, does her husband know about the crush you have on her? Just asking.
You know what? If anyone has a crush on Wren, it's definitely Steve. You can almost see him waving the Wren banner.
That is so not true. I am the #1 fan in the Wren fan club. Okay?
All right. Well, apologise to sniping at Malik because you think he's trying to take your #1 fan club privilege.
Hey, you gotta defend your #1 fan thing, and if that means you gotta get your hands a little dirty, then, I got really good soap to wash that blood off.
Cinder Shadow has it going. He says, "Why is rioting the one thing people think is okay because police mishandled someone and they died? Would they not want to just bring the officers forward to answer for their actions?"
The thing is the officers were brought forward. They were immediately fired. The FBI is involved by personal request of the president.
Yeah, so
These guys are not going to get away with anything. There's not going to be any excuse. They're going to go to jail for manslaughter, if nothing, at minimum.
Manslaughter and what is it? It's accessory.
Yeah.
For just standing there.
These guys are not getting away with anything.
Yeah, it's not about the person dying. It's about people wanting free shit.
Yeah.
All right. So, Florida man punches an officer after refusing to pay Chili's bill. Cape Coral, Florida. A North Fort Myers man punched a police officer in the face after he refused to pay a $17.54 bill.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
From a Chili's restaurant in Cape Coral. Now, technically it's going to be $23 if you add tip, but yeah, he didn't want to pay $17.
A guy like that is not going to tip. So he is double shafting his waiter.
According to the Cape Coral Police Department, 35-year-old Scott Bolton was arrested. Officers were called to the restaurant at 1760 Northeast Pine Island Road around 11 p.m. He tried to sneak out without paying the bill, police said. When an officer tried to arrest him, he started resisting and punched the officer in the face.
Dumbass.
Bolton then grabbed the officer's taser, trying to take it away, according to the police. He continued to resist until other officers got to the scene to help take Bolton into custody. But Bolton's appetite to dine and dash doesn't stop there. In February, Cape Coral police responded to a Cactus Jack's waterfront bar and grill. Bolton was trespassed from the restaurant after walking out on the tabs there multiple times. This is a serial dine and dasher.
Oh, jeez. Why did they let him back in?
They didn't. He was escorted off the premises because he was considered trespassing. Cactus Jack's owner, Scott Turner, says it's especially frustrating right now since the restaurant can only seat at 25% capacity due to coronavirus restrictions. Seats are very valuable to us, and for someone to come in and take a seat and not pay doesn't just cost the money for that seat. It actually costs you the money for 3 or 4 seats because he's sitting at a table that seats 4. In March, Bolton also left the Applebee's on Del Prado Boulevard without paying his tab. He is a multiple offender. After this most recent incident at Chili's, Bolton was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, depriving an officer of means of protection, resisting an officer with violence, making threats to an officer, criminal mischief, and petty theft. He was booked into the Lee County Jail. Am I the only one that thinks his name and picture needs to be plastered around all of the restaurants in the area?
Yes.
Just tell this son of a bitch that he's not allowed to eat out at all, ever again.
Yeah.
How's it going, TM Rider? Cinder Shadow says that Target is now on fire. Well, that's good.
They set the Target on fire?
Yeah, that they were looting.
Jesus. Animals.
Yes,
I'm
they
sorry,
are.
when you behave like that, you're an animal. You're not a person.
Well, they just want free shit. It's not about anything. They just want to go in, break things, and take whatever they want.
Assholes.
They set an AutoZone and a Wendy's on fire. Great.
This is the reason why people aren't going to come back to those places to build their businesses. Because how do you arrest someone like that?
You can't. That's
There's
why.
too many of them.
That's why they're doing it. It's safety in numbers.
But it means that nobody's going to be held accountable, which means that nobody is going to want to come back there and build businesses, which means that area is going to become run down. They're the ones who are going to suffer it. They're going to get mad about it. They're going to blame everybody else, not realizing that 6 months ago they set a Target and an AutoZone and a Wendy's on fire. Morons.
Yeah.
And let's not even talk about the jobs that they just cost people. Their own people.
They don't care about that.
I've noticed.
It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. It has to do with what they can get.
I know, because they're selfish and short-sighted and they don't look to the future. If they looked to the future, they would realize that they're fucking themselves, but they're not. It's all about immediate and demanding self-gratification.
Clever asks if you're expecting intelligence out of a mob.
Me?
Yeah.
No. People are stupid. It doesn't mean I can't be highly irritated by the stupidity of humanity, because they make us all look bad. Even the law-abiding, quiet ones who don't get into trouble, we end up in trouble. We end up suffering along with them.
You know, I don't know if I can show this meme that Trey just sent me, but I'm going to anyway because we need a little bit more sex appeal on here because we're missing Wren.
Thanks.
I said a little bit more.
Uh-huh.
So he made...
Everyone ragging on my looks lately.
I'm not ragging... I'm not ragging on your looks. You have a cat behind you.
I always have a cat behind me.
Yeah, but it's in the window.
That's Min.
And according to the bite mark on your neck, your looks are not being ragged on.
You know, a paper bag and a multi-week dry spell will cure anything.
You put a paper bag over Matt's head. You think he's that ugly? Look, I know he calls himself a cave troll in the Discord, but you didn't need to put a paper bag over his head.
I was talking about me wearing the paper bag.
Why? I don't understand. But this is
Somehow you're really cute.
Okay. I
And
really don't like my
being
potato.
Really cute.
How's it going, Wren?
Hi, Wren.
Hi.
Well,
It's going. My potato is being stupid, as always.
all right.
Why?
'Cause it's old and it's being stupid.
You really need a new computer, Wren?
Yeah.
So this is a meme that Trey gave us. It's got someone on his knees with a Black Lives Matter shirt crying with, I think that's, what's her name from Atlantis, with a shirt that says I love white boys, and she has a tattoo right in her belly, probably with an arrow pointing downward into some short shorts.
I think that's Chell.
Whatever.
I think that's right.
XSplit's not working right now.
With white owned underneath it.
That's
A little spicy. Trey has a little spicy for the memes.
He definitely ventures more into the spicy arena than Ray does. Ray, we can guarantee, is going to be at least moderately family friendly.
Ah, they're saying she's from El Dorado.
Yes, that's Chell from El Dorado.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. I don't watch Pixar movies.
Moving on.
Moving on.
What? Is it not Pixar?
No.
Oh,
Disney.
You
Believe
sure
it
it's
or
not?
not.
You sure it's not Warner Brothers?
No, Disney.
Well, do we want to do, since you are here, Wren, do we want to do science or do we want to do cringe?
Let me get the cringe articles open. And then, which ones was the minion in here for a little bit?
No,
Nope.
unfortunately.
All right. So I have all of them. Let's get these open.
Well, Trey says he's not that edgy publicly. Have you seen Trey Lee's Twitter? The man is edgier than shit.
Are we talking Vin edgy, or are we talking a different sort of edgy?
Different sort of edgy, like
Okay.
hilariously funny edgy.
Okay.
If you follow him on Twitter, you're guaranteed to find some really good memes.
Yeah. All right. Well, if we do cringe, I have a bunch of options. Let me see what's in the headline. All right. So I know which one's in the headline.
Oh, Steve is saying that Road to El Dorado was DreamWorks. Did you ever see the original Road to El Dorado?
No.
It was surprisingly funny for something that old. And definitely not at all like the DreamWorks movie.
So Wren has made it back from the Bahamas in the time it took her to reboot the potato.
Yes, I have.
She has a really good travel agent.
Unfortunately, my potato has a slight issue with the whatever card it uses to connect to the internet, so sometimes it likes to crap out on me.
I didn't think you humans could teleport yet.
We can't.
Shh.
All right.
All right. So for not go away thing. All right. Let's see what article for cringe to go with.
How's it going, Ryder? Nice of you to join us.
Hi.
Hey, Ryder.
We'll go. I feel like going with something lucky because.
Oh my god. I gotta tell you this because I'm starting to work on a cross stitch here. So I've been working on a cross stitch of a stocking for my nephew because my sister has cross stitch stockings for her other two children.
Mm-hmm.
And I suddenly understand why my camera is angled the way it was. But so I pull it out, I start working on it. And my nephew, who's like 7 years old, suddenly goes, "Weren't you working on that the last time I saw you?" Everybody had been messing with me about this out of his hearing because of how long it's taken me to do this stocking. So for him to come out of nowhere and just go, "Weren't you working on this before?" Everybody died. I'm like, oh my god, I got dunked on by a 7-year-old.
Yes, 7-year-olds are good for that.
Sounds like we need to hire him.
He is adorable. You would not be amiss in hiring him.
All right, let's talk about some actual cringe and not your family cringe where you got dunked on by a 7-year-old.
All right. Well, since we're going actual cringe, novelty toilet paper roll cake keeps Finnish baker in business.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can see that happening.
A quick thinking Helsinki bakery has saved itself from financial ruin due to a new coronavirus pandemic by creating a cake that looks like a toilet paper roll. The dismayed staff at the this fucking name Rontos Versa Bakery found all their orders canceled last month at the same time as panicked consumers began to hoard toilet paper.
That is a hell of a name for a bakery. Rontos Sorovia.
Sorovia, whatever.
Yeah, just call it the R Bakery.
Yeah. This sparked the idea of the toilet paper roll cake made from oat batter, passion fruit mousse, and covered with white fondant. The first
that
five
actually,
cakes...
That actually sounds really good.
That does actually sound like a really good cake. The first 5 cakes sold within an hour. Baker Ulna Timofey told Reuters, whatever, that the cake had became a social media hit. The bakery now has hundreds of orders, and its owner, Sana Lempen, has even been able to hire 2 extra people up to her 9-member team. For us, it's a game changer, and I'm relieved that I know all my employees are safe for months now, she said.
That's actually really cool. All right, so here come the puns. First, $10 from Ghost Dog, per for the ladies Antoine. Wren and Ish, both of you look beautiful tonight.
Thank
Aw,
you.
Thank you.
All right, so I will purr, and then we will talk about the puns that are in the chat. There you go, ladies. All for
Thank
you.
you.
And Ali, if you're still here, that's for you too. How's it going, Rakist? Rakist says
Hasn't
he's...
been around for a while.
Yeah, he says 16 subs away from 1,000. Good job, Rakist. Go for it.
Good job.
Congrats, man.
He has really blown up recently. He's been doing news and 40k lore stuff.
The 40k lore is probably what did it.
Probably.
No one's interested in the news, really, unless it involves topless women.
Mm-hmm.
Or women in T-tops and bras. That works too.
Yeah.
So, Ray says that's one way to wipe away those losers. When did they roll out this cake? Ghost Dog says, talk about a shit cake. Ray says, will people fight depending on if they place the cake overhand or underhand? One cake not to use chocolate frosting on.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Malik says, why do I purr for them sometimes? Well, I purr for them.
Ghost Dog pays him to.
Yeah.
And he's very nice that way.
Yes.
Ghost Dog also says, is this cake a 1 or 2 ply cake?
See what you've done to us, Wren? These aren't even good puns. These are not the puns that make me laugh.
Hey, you can't. I
These are
can say
gag
it's
puns.
not my fault for the articles picked. I did outsource the minion.
Okay. I'll give you that.
How's it going, Great Hadouken? Says, not the first time I've heard a purring pussy this evening. Well
Wow. Them's fighting words.
then. I don't think he was meaning to call me that, but...
No. That's exactly what it sounds like.
That is exactly what it sounds like.
Look, you call me Purtwan, Pooftwan, Cattwan. It's understandable that someone like the Great Hadouken would be confused since I'm never on the screen that I'm part cat. It's fine.
Oh, so you're admitting you're part cat?
No.
Yes.
Sounds like you're admitting you're part cat.
You said you're never on screen, so they can't see you're part cat. You're admitting it.
No.
That's what I heard.
Well, you're wrong. It's fine.
Chat, one in the chat if that's what you heard. 2 if you agree with Antoine.
That's not fair. No one ever agrees with Antoine.
Better hope they agree.
Anyway, shut up, Rakist.
See, look at that. Rakist, you only get 1 vote, darling.
See, Malik is right. I can change form whenever I want.
In that case, you and I need to have a conversation. I have a fantasy I want to play out.
How's it going, Damn Alien?
Hi, Damn Alien.
Damn Alien says Antoine is not part cat. That would imply there's another part. God. All right.
You are cat one. Confirmed.
Let's go on to some spooky science or whatever.
Spooky science! Well, you specifically requested spooky, so... Giant allegedly captured on camera in Mexico.
Real quick, Great Hadouken says, good evening, Antoine. I don't come visit you nearly often enough. No, I did not know you were of felinoid persuasion. I'm not. I am a cyber demon. These 2 ladies and some of the weirdos in the chat just have this weird fantasy about me.
It's not a weird fantasy. You're a cat.
My tongue just happens to be very flexible.
You're cat one. Admit it.
Nope.
Your cat one.
Danny Trejo. I think it might be a little taller than that.
All right.
Residents of Mexico's San Luis Potosi region reportedly claim to have witnessed a very large humanoid creature. From Jack and the Beanstalk to Jason and the Argonauts, tales of giants have been an integral part of fairy tales, folklore, and mythology for thousands of years in countries all across the world.
How's it going, Dark Ninja? Believe it or not, Matt was saying that you witnessed a giant walking into a store.
Yes, but I don't think it was of the same kind of persuasion that I'm reading about.
Oh, because I could have sworn
He
Matt
was
said
only
he was.
like 7 feet tall, maybe 7.5.
From what Matt was saying, he was like 12.
No,
Like he had to duck all the way through the store.
no.
Oh. See, that's why I don't believe humans. Anyway, continue.
Some residents in the Huasteca region of San Luis Potosi, Mexico, certainly seem to think that they saw a giant, as evidenced by a series of claims, reports, and even photographs pertaining to the sighting of a very large creature that was allegedly spotted last week near the municipality of Ciudad Valles. I know that I am butchering all of this. I was with my husband playing with my child when we heard a noise, like an explosion. So we looked at the hill where we thought the noise was coming from, and we thought it was a landslide, said one witness, Mrs. Antonia, who described seeing a large, thin man.
I'm sorry, I can't believe her
Why?
because she wasn't speaking Spanish.
It was about 5:30 in the morning or in the afternoon. I was really scared. My husband started making fun of me, but when he saw that thing, he got very scared and told me to go into the house. Similar reports have also emerged from other nearby towns as well. A photograph of the alleged giant can be viewed above. However, it is quite difficult to make out whether it is something genuinely large or something that is small and out of focus. Could this be evidence that giants roam the wilds of Mexico, or is the whole thing a hoax?
I say hoax.
Of
Ray seems to think that that's his Mexican cousin, Hombre de Sasquatchador.
Squatchador, not Sasquatchador.
Whatever. Ghost Dog says half cat, half demon, all snarky. Well, thank you very much.
And Hadoken says you do have an accent just like I imagine all cats to have. Most cats are British, definitely.
Trey adds that the giant is just trying to build the wall.
Damn Alien says hoax. The giants were all eaten by chupacabras long ago.
Oh, I don't know. That's not right. We can't have them eating. We can't have the chupacabras getting fat off of giants. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still playing the MSNBC game at home,
Shut up.
Ishtar yawned. That's 2 shots.
That's 1 shot.
I thought yawning was 2.
No.
Wren, I don't know if you heard, but we read more of that story about the person who dined and dashed. Apparently, he's a serial dasher. He dined and dashed from quite a few restaurants. And speaking of food, now, I said food. Why do you think this Florida man was arrested? I'm going to give you all a chance to guess.
My guess is he sneezed on it. He hid drugs in it. That's what he did.
I think we're losing Wren again.
Uh-oh.
The potato has struck once more.
Actually, I think it's you not doing your job.
I told you, it's not mine. I don't know why she was late. That you should probably talk to Igor about.
That isn't what I meant. Why are you so skittish about that?
Because you believe that someone named Giddy is knocked up by me.
Well, she seems to think so.
Well, she's wrong.
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Steve thinks that he nutted in the nuggets.
Ew.
Nathan says he tried to fuck a pie.
Why is it all sex-based with you guys?
Ghost Dog said he shit on the food.
Ew.
Oh,
Oh, she's back.
I'm
Uh,
back.
Welcome back.
It's my it's potato. My potato has decided to
Disconnect itself from everything?
for a quick second. The minion thinks my potato is deciding to die.
That's not good.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not. It's holding out now, so hopefully potato holds out. Hope potato will hold out the rest of it, and we'll figure out something from there.
Malik asks,
Not a cost we wanted, but
why do you want to
Good.
blame Antoine for the potato, Ishtar?
Why not?
Well, so what was your guess about the food?
Mine?
Yes,
He hid drugs in it.
hid drugs in it. What about you, Wren?
Florida and food. Yeah, I go with agree with Ish. Probably hid drugs. Lots of very creative Florida men with that.
You know, you all think Florida man. You all think the worst of Florida man.
Usually we're right.
I understand that he's done some horrific things.
He's
Some.
done every horrific thing in the dictionary short of actual genocide. And
Well,
I don't think that he would hesitate at that if there was enough drugs and or booze involved.
I have
Yeah.
seen articles that claim Hitler was from Florida. So, I mean, we don't know. No. Trey Lee says he hid a baby gator in it. No, you all think so much the worst of Florida man. It's just not true in this time. Florida man arrested after asking deputies for booze and ice cream.
Okay.
Was not expecting that.
Charlotte County, Florida. A Punta Gorda man called 911 multiple times and asked deputies to deliver him ice cream and liquor, according to Charlotte County deputies. Last Saturday, deputies responded to it's Punta or Punta, I'm pretty sure it could be either one, apartment after Michael James Gables, 65, called 911 to report an emergency. An emergency we need to put in gigantic quotes.
Well, when you run out of ice cream, it can be considered an emergency.
Only if the woman is on her period.
You don't know that there wasn't a woman in the house.
Yeah. How do you not know? There could have been a pregnant woman in the house, and if there's no ice cream and there's a pregnant woman in the house...
He's 65!
He could have a daughter, a
Yeah.
granddaughter, a sugar mama. I'm sorry, sugar baby. You don't know what his life is.
You don't know what his life is. He could very easily...
65 doesn't mean it's not working.
When deputies arrived at Gable's apartment, he asked them to take a $20 bill that was on the couch and return to his place with some liquor. Deputies told Gables that needing liquor delivery wasn't an emergency, and if he had called again, then he would be charged with misuse of 911. Gables told the deputies that he understood. The next day, Gables made another emergency call to 911 operators, who dispatched deputies to his apartment. This time, Gables asked the deputies to take his ice cream out of the freezer since he wasn't able to get out of his recliner. Since Gables wasn't in distress or in need of medical attention, deputies placed him under arrest for misuse of 911.
Old men are the most stubborn.
You know, Trey brings up a good point. Just hope he didn't get his daughter pregnant.
Ew.
Oh.
Hey, we've had some of those Florida stories.
I know we have. That doesn't make them any less ew.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on to some cringe.
That wasn't cringy enough.
No,
He was
apparently-
arrested for misuse of 911. How's that cringy?
Man hides cherry pies under woman's car tires to see them bend over.
See, that's cringy.
See the tires bend
The
over?
women.
Oh.
On Tuesday, and this is an older one, but on Tuesday, August 7th, 43-year-old Kurt Michael Fulton was arrested after he allegedly hid cherry pies, VHS tapes, and various items under the parked cars of women drivers so he could see them bend over and pick them up whilst he watched from a distance with binoculars.
Creepy,
You
but
know,
creative.
there are websites for this.
Apparently not as good as seeing it in person.
Apparently not.
Ghost Dog wants to know, Ishtar, how do you know it doesn't stop working at 65?
I've heard stories. There's also a Japanese grandfather who's a porn star.
Ooh.
Why didn't you look
What?
that up?
How did you come about that knowledge?
It's amazing what pops up on Facebook.
This is true. Saginaw County Sheriff William Federspiel, whatever. I butchered his name, but I don't really care. In a press conference, Fulton was involved in an incident on Saturday in the parking lot of a Target store in Colchville Township, Saginaw, Michigan.
No, you gotta try and pronounce that name. Come on. I would make Ishtar try and pronounce that name. I'm gonna make you try and pronounce that name.
Cokeville.
No.
Township.
The road.
To
Just go
To the
phonetically.
Bossa,
That's what I do.
to the bossy, whatever. Fulton would wait in his car whilst the unsuspecting female victim parked their car in the Target car park. The victim would exit their vehicle and enter the store. Fulton would run over and place various items in front or behind the tires of the car. These items included laptops, VHS tapes, and McDonald's cherry pies.
Wait, he gave up laptops to watch women bend over?
Yes.
They must have been hot.
Yeah. Fulton would run back to his car to gain a better vantage point and would stalk his victims with the use of the binoculars. The women would then be forced to bend over to see why they've driven over after hearing a crunching or a squishing sound.
They ran over the laptops?
Yes.
They ran over your cousins, Antoine.
Clever points out that explains why he couldn't get on those websites.
Very true.
I think that is why he kept having his laptops getting run over. The sheriff commented on Fulton's behavior. It's very creepy. Unacceptable behavior. That's the best way to describe it. It's just creepy. A 25-year-old woman called at the police after she discovered a laptop had been placed underneath her vehicle. Kurt Michael Fulton was arrested and charged with aggravated stalking with habitual offender second offense enhancement, as it was discovered that Fulton had been arrested for the same crime in 2007. He is being held in the Saginaw County Jail with bond of $80,000.
To be honest, he could have done so much worse.
He spent money on laptops to watch them get crushed so he could watch women bend over.
Haven't you ever heard of a crushing fetish? Combine that with a panty fetish or just, a butt fetish.
True. Either way, very weird.
The Great Hadoken says, I came back from making tea and the first thing I heard was a woman saying bend over. For a moment I had to make sure I didn't still have Pornhub on. Raka says, wait a minute. Why does Ishi have a cat bite on her neck? Pertwan. Antoine = feline confirmed. I didn't put it there.
No, that was Matt. Antoine's bites tend to be wider, and he likes to go for the back of the shoulder.
Ray says, so my plan of using 3x5 cards with phrases like clench and shake or see if you can smile for the camera with your other lips might be illegal.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Yes.
Unless you're filming porn and they consent, and then it's a different story.
Rakist, I don't know which cats you've been hanging around, but my cats don't bite hard enough or prolonged enough to get this kind of bruising. Usually they just draw blood.
Yeah. And if they're biting, there's something wrong.
Speaking of drawing blood, don't you have something about death in your articles, Ishtar?
I do. I have a couple, actually.
Ray said he's going to alter his cards. It says, the cards should say, do you consent? If yes, pick up card. Ignore card or call the cops.
Antoine does not bite me because he's too afraid of his girlfriend. But I've seen the bite marks on her.
You know, that's only partially true.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Now Cinder Shadow notices.
Let's move on with the science and stop showing off your bite mark.
I'm not showing it off. Everyone else is talking about it. Loon stabs bald eagle to death. Here's why.
A loon.
A loon.
A loon.
A bald eagle likely thought that grabbing a tiny loon chick would be an easy meal. It wasn't. After the eagle wrapped its talons around the chick, another loon, possibly the chick's parent, stabbed the eagle in the heart with its dagger-like bill, killing the American mascot in one fell swoop, according to Danielle D'Oria, a wildlife biologist at the Marine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife.
What have we learned, ladies and gentlemen? Don't fuck with kids, even in the animal kingdom.
Yeah. This is the only documented case of a loon, aquatic birds that belong to the genus Gavia, killing an eagle by stabbing it in the chest, D'Oria wrote in a May 18th blog post for the Marine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. They need to come up with a good acronym because that's bullshit.
It's MDIFW.
I
Medivif.
said a good one.
It's well, I mean, it could be Medivif.
Gesundheit.
Yes.
However, it wasn't immediately clear what had killed the bald eagle. D'Oria learned that a bald eagle carcass and a dead loon chick, sadly the loon chick did not survive, had been found at Highland Lake in Bridgeton, Maine in July 2019. It is a criminal offense to kill a bald eagle, so Neil Wykes, a game warden in Maine, brought the dead bird to the nearby Norway Vet Hospital for a radiograph, which would reveal whether the bald eagle had been shot. But it wasn't a bullet that killed the eagle. As D'Oria wrote in the blog, no metal showed up on the image, but during an external exam, a puncture wound on the chest was discovered. D'Oria suspected that an adult loon had stabbed the predator, perhaps in an attempt to protect its chick from the eagle, she wrote in the blog. A loon's best weapon is its dagger-like bill, and it will often attack adversary loons by coming up from beneath the water surface with its bill straight towards the other loon's sternum or chest. These loon-on-loon fights are so common, many adult loons have several healed puncture wounds on their chests. What's more, the number of bald eagle and loon conflicts has soared in recent years as the eagle population has recovered from its endangered status. Now, hungry bald eagles are targeting loon chicks and even adults for a quick meal, she said. Normally, dead eagles are sent to the National Eagle Repository in Colorado so that their remains can be given to Native Americans for ceremonial purposes. But the whodunit was so intriguing that D'Oria and her colleagues got special permission from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to send this particular eagle to the National Wildlife Health Center in Madison, Wisconsin, so it could be necropsied, which is an animal autopsy.
So why don't they just call it an autopsy?
Because people are weird. Beyond that, I have no answer. Sure enough, the pathologist who examined the eagle and the loon chick in the lab called me shortly after to tell me it did indeed look as though the loon was the culprit in this eagle's death. Deoria wrote in the blog. The puncture wound in the eagle's chest was similar to the size of a loon's bill. It went straight through the eagle's heart, indicating the bird of prey had a quick death, she said, and the loon chick had puncture marks on its body that had the same spacing as an eagle's talons. There weren't any human witnesses during the deadly attack, but a woman in a nearby cabin said she heard a hullabaloo the night before that sounded like agitated loons. You can use your imagination to formulate how all this played out on Highland Lake that late July evening, Deoria concluded. Well, they spelled it out pretty clearly.
I have to give them credit for using the term hullabaloo.
Right?
Hullabaloo.
Ray says, a mental image, Sparky opening a box from the National Wildlife Foundation with a card. Enclosed are the remains of a bald eagle for your sacred traditions. For those of you who don't know, Sparky is a 10-foot tall basketball American. I don't know what the sacred traditions are from a basketball American with a bald eagle.
I don't know, but clearly it's something.
Knowing Sparky, he'll probably hang it from a rearview mirror of a truck.
Or off the back.
There you go.
Damn Alien says, isn't this the second show in a row using hullabaloo in a story? I do believe so. Ishtar yawned. Drink again.
I need a drink. I need caffeine.
Well, go get caffeine. It's Florida man time. We're gonna skip.
Okay,
we're gonna skip the commercial break because we got we started on time, but the story started late.
Yeah.
I blame you.
How is it my fault?
Well, to be fair, you could blame millennials. It's partially true in my case.
I could also blame PETA.
Blame PETA. That works. We'll blame PETA.
Okay. Ishtar doesn't know this, but she just flashed her butt to everyone on camera. Have a good night, Cinder Shadow.
Right.
So we're talking about loons having, well, sneaking up out of the water like Rambo and just, annihilating things.
Yeah.
Let's talk about PETA and their problem with a video game.
Okay.
PETA is protesting fish captivity in a video game. Because, as you all know, fish in video games are real animals. And she did it again.
Wrong PETA.
3 times. Ali is still not paying attention.
Nope.
People for the ethical treatment of animals. She's too late now. Hold on, I'm gonna wait till she gets her headset back on. Just remain quiet, everyone. So, Ishtar.
I'm back.
I know you showed at the beginning of the show that you weren't wearing pants.
Yeah?
You just showed everyone 4 times that you really weren't wearing pants.
Oh. I thought I blocked the camera view.
As Ali just wanted to succinctly put it, that ass though.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Continuing. People for the ethical treatment of animals. Are you drinking one of Matt's sodas?
Yes. It's the cherry vanilla. It's actually pretty good. That was an accident, guys. I did not mean to flash my butt.
Well, it's more along the teal-coloured panties.
Well, I didn't mean to flash those either.
People for the... I'm going to get through this article, I swear. I'm not distracted by Ishtar's posterior.
Uh-huh.
Lies! You're distracted by any female posterior.
You're not wrong. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, have always seemed to lean into the old adage, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
That would be incorrect.
No, they do lean into the fact that there's no such thing as bad publicity.
No, their belief is incorrect.
What, you think... What?
There is such a thing as bad publicity.
Oh, yeah, I know. The organisation seem to only seek bad or mocking publicity, and the latest stunt is no different. People are trapped in their homes due to the coronavirus pandemic. This has helped explode the popularity of Nintendo's Animal Crossing: New Horizons, which
Still
launched...
want that game.
Yes, so do I.
My child has that game. You might lose a kid for a couple hours to Animal Crossing.
Don't you put collars on them and bells so you know where they are?
I don't have to at that one. Just put him in front of his Switch, put on Animal Crossing, come back 3 hours later, he's sitting in the same spot.
Isn't that the preferred method of control?
It is until you start getting text messages with requests for Doritos.
All right, that's a little excessive.
No, he's just he's just doing what Florida Man did, except he's not calling 911. You should be grateful.
Yeah, he just texts Mom, who's in the other room, going, "Can I have Doritos?"
You can get up and come in here and ask me, and we'll discuss it.
which launched on March 20th. The video game is a casual life simulation where players turn a deserted island into an adorable little village, complete with anthropomorphic animal residents. You know, for all those furries out there. One of the main collection and money-making activities in the game is to fish. Something PETA is against both in real life and in fantasy, apparently. The group organised a virtual protest of the museum in Animal Crossing where players donate fish to an owl named Blathers, who, just as his name implies, loves to talk at length about the items you bring him. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that correctly. PETA organised a virtual protest for virtual animals that don't get hurt because they're not real.
Yeah.
Against a bunch of anthropomorphic animals.
PETA needs to figure out what they're doing with their time.
PETA has way too much time, and that's the problem.
Metro reported that PETA used social media platform TikTok to post a video of players storming the museum and demanding Blathers empty the tanks.
Wow. Are you serious?
That's not how it works. I don't even have the fucking game, and I know that's not how it works. The problem is the museum starts off as empty, and the tanks are only filled if you decide to catch fish and give them to Blathers. So whoever at PETA made this video would have had to go and fish for the museum exhibits themselves, before then protesting their existence.
Or what they would have had to do is get someone's dodo code or friend code and go visit someone else's island.
I think...
Yeah.
Notably absent from PETA's virtual protest is the fact that Animal Crossing players can also catch bugs for the museum. It's not the first time PETA has leached off Animal Crossing's popularity to remind people the organisation is against fun. In March, the Daily Wire reported on PETA's guide to living a vegan lifestyle in the fictional game.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking video game.
PETA is the same organization that has gone after Pokemon. They built their own version of Pokemon because they thought Pokemon as a game was what was it? Teaching children to use animals for violence.
Oh my god. Alright, let's get through this stupidity. It's disappointing that a game in which villagers from all different species, from elephants and ducks to deer and pigs, coexist harmoniously with humans encourages abusive behavior towards fish and insects. That's a sentence I never thought I would say. Instead of being recognized as the living, breathing, feeling individuals they are, they're presented as forms of entertainment for other villagers. In a fucking video game! Sorry, I didn't want to scream.
Poofed one. It's okay.
I didn't want to scream into the actual microphone.
It's PETA. PETA is stupid.
I would go into his office and pat his head and calm him down, but I don't want to flash my butt again.
How about this? We'll just agree to get him some catnip after the show, and he'll calm down.
Sounds like a plan.
Look, they even said in their statement, presented as forms of entertainment for other villagers. I'm sorry. The game itself is for entertainment purposes. Oh god, this next part. This is, I have to say, this is the dumbest thing I will ever have to have said. Your island should be a safe space for all animals, big and small.
My island should be exactly what I want my island to be. The key phrase being mine!
Well, she said. At that time, PETA also called for players not to catch bugs. The organization claimed that there were plenty of ways to have fun in Animal Crossing without catching bugs and fish. The two main sources of income for players who want to upgrade their islands.
No.
Well,
anyone
it's
who's
farming.
paid any attention to Twitter knows that if you want to make money in Animal Crossing, you farm turnips.
Yeah.
Then you talk to other people about what's called the stock market, STALK, stock, and find out who's buying for the biggest prices. And then you go visit their island and sell shit tons of turnips.
Yes, we've all seen.
Fish and bugs are purely for the museum and contests.
And also, fuck bugs.
The spiders are kind of assholes.
Go ahead.
I was like, bugs are just assholes in general.
Yeah.
So fuck bugs.
You know, that is someone's kink, right? Don't give them ideas.
All I know is PETA may not like it, but I had the minion kill a hornet's nest or wasp's nest today because
you don't want the 2-inch murder hornets.
No, I don't.
Yes, Wolvena, I am definitely stalking you.
Wolvenia also says, my island, my women, my ass.
Yep, she's got the idea.
Your island, it's your island.
Trey, don't you dare. Trey, don't do that. Don't. You're gonna get people pissed off at me.
No, Trey, it's not he's selling cheap turnips. It's his turnip prices are 500 or more.
Don't help him.
But definitely don't, because he'll get inundated with people wanting his codes.
The examples PETA gave were dull, however, insisting players can have fun by decorating their island with a bonfire and then sitting around it. Nothing happens in the game when you sit around a bonfire, you just sit there. No one buys a video game to do nothing but sit around in front of objects.
True.
So I think what we can garner from this article is...
PETA once more doesn't know what they're talking about?
I was going to say, just stop listening to PETA.
No one listens to PETA anyway.
They think they are the people who are in PETA listen to PETA, and then go after you if they find you.
They need to find something more productive to do with their time than harass people who are just trying to live their lives.
All you have to do with PETA, if they ever tried to bug me, would be show them my minion's Instagram that has a bunch of pictures of his barbecue on it. And then tell them to
your
fuck off.
husband's an asshole, by the way.
$5 from Nathan Marcano. PETA went after 40k, mostly the Space Wolves chapter. Games Workshop responded with, there are no wolves on Fenris.
Yeah.
Don't go after the 40k people. They're scary.
Actually,
Alright, Wren.
they will scream for the Emperor and charge your ass, too.
I'm not gonna tease. I'm not gonna tease her with pictures of your baking too.
Didn't...
He can go fuck himself. I adore Igor, but he can go fuck himself.
Your
I
minion
don't
has
need
been...
to be shown up this badly.
Your minion has been, the talk of much contention around here.
Oh, you mean all his smoking? He's been doing as a nice smoker.
That he makes bread and he makes cakes, and I'm starting to feel inadequate. By the way, are you and Igor up for a 3-hour stream tomorrow?
3-hour stream tomorrow? Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
So my suggestion of reading the rest of that stupid story is probably not going to happen.
I owe my chat a 3-hour stream.
All
right.
right. We can put off... Look, the longer I have to put off reading as Edward Cullen, the better.
Oh, you don't like reading as Edward Cullen? Also, chat his Instagram's in the thing.
Do not go to that Instagram unless you want to drool on yourself.
We could always try the reading on Saturday.
Whatever. I don't care. I don't like reading as Edward Cullen, and Sarah has complained at length about reading as whatever the fuck her name was, Tiana or Tia, whatever. Atlantiana.
Atlantiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that story got dark.
Yes, that story went from 0 to oh my god, don't go there, really quickly.
Yeah. How many things has Sarah broken?
On me or in total?
You're made of jelly. She can't break you. I'm just talking about in general from that story.
I can still be bruised, woman.
You're made of jelly. You'll be fine.
She has not broken anything in the home, but she's definitely aggressively taken souls from a couple people.
Oof. Okay.
Let's talk about some cringe.
All right. Let's go with Colorado man wins $1 million lottery prize twice in one day with the same numbers.
Oh,
What?
fuck him.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
I like how you guys all agree it's not fair. A Colorado man won two $1 million lottery prizes with the same numbers in one day. Identified by the Colorado Lottery as Joe B., he bought a few tickets in the morning on the 25th of March and a few more at night, the agency said in a news release. Two of his plays with the numbers Joe B. often uses ended up being winners. He claimed his 2 Powerball jackpot prizes on Friday. He was able to pick up his prize money at a drive-through claims office that Colorado's lottery now uses for winning tickets worth $10,000 or more amid the COVID virus pandemic. The winners must make an appointment to claim their prizes or do so through the mail. When Joe was asked what he will do with the money, he said the boss has plans for it.
That means his wife.
Yeah.
So, Ali just said, I just had a foodgasm from looking at pictures. That's new. Talking about Joe B., TM Ryder just says, fuck him.
I'm gonna kill Min.
Why? What happened?
She laid on my pattern, and instead of getting up when I tried to get her up, she just stayed there, so my pattern tore.
Yeah. And Allie, that's not new. The only thing on the cake is the matcha cake that's in his Instagram is mine. I made that one.
See, you there's something that Igor hasn't done to outshine you, Ishtar.
Matcha's kind of my thing I'm playing around with. It's fun.
I'm not fond of the taste of matcha.
I love green tea cakes, so any way I can try to find a way to getting it, I will get it.
I have never actually tried green tea cake. Just matcha in general is one that I am not fond of.
How's
Matcha
it going,
is
Straight
powdered
Sith
green
Mail?
tea.
Yeah, I know that.
I love the matcha cake.
Ishtar.
What?
Ishtar.
What?
It's time for you to do your job.
Well, I would, but I don't want to. I don't want to flash my butt again.
You already did it 4 times.
Yeah, but I don't want to do it again. I'm not wearing the sexy panties.
It was sexy enough. Had this nice curve to it, showed off what you had.
Shush.
I mean,
Anyway.
from what I can tell, what Matt says is true and what I know to be true, because before, you two ended up being an item. Very spankable.
Hey, Sithy.
Bigfoot bakes cookies in bizarre house listing.
Is that your way of changing the subject?
One realtor in California has come up with a unique way of generating interest in a house that's up for sale. Typically, when Bigfoot shows up in a photograph, the elusive cryptid will be way off in the distance, hidden behind foliage or so indistinct that it's impossible to tell what you're even looking at. In the case of this novel set of marketing shots for a lavish home in Felton, California, however, the legendary biped is a lot more visible, albeit a great deal more tongue-in-cheek.
You're turning red as your headphones.
A recent Zillow listing for the 5-bedroom home features a number of professional shots of the building's exterior and interior rooms, which wouldn't be anything unusual if it wasn't for the inclusion of several shots showing Bigfoot carrying out a number of everyday tasks, ranging from baking cookies and using a computer to reading the newspaper and doing yoga.
Wait. This is California?
Yes.
Ray, are you selling your house? I think we found Ray's house.
Possibly.
Maybe.
In one shot, the intrepid cryptid can even be seen getting into a car while wearing a face mask. Whoever came up with the idea to create these images may be unconventional, but there is no denying that the stunt has managed to attract quite a lot of attention to the listing. Those looking to purchase the house, however, will need deep pockets, as the current price is $999,000.
Yeah, Ray, you really need to not post naked pictures of yourself on Zillow. People don't want that, man.
The Bigfoot costume is presumably not included, but there is a link to see the photos for yourself.
No, we can see the photos just fine right there.
That's pretty funny.
Look, it's even got... We all know Ray's got to kind of work at home right now because of, COVID. He's working from home right there on the bed.
Yup.
Ray, I didn't know you got an OnlyFans account.
He said they asked me to stop posting them on Pornhub and National Geographic. Touche, Ray. Touche. So, Ishtar.
Yes.
If you know what Tinder is, right? You as well, Wren. This is kind of hard to talk about since you both are in relationships, but I'm sure you know what Tinder is.
We are
Everybody knows
all well.
what Tinder is.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Ali.
don't have to use it to know it.
Ali, I know you just recently got involved with someone, but I'm sure you've possibly used Tinder, and if Mitzi is still here, it's also a possibility. Anyone using Tinder?
Not Mitzi. I'm not sure she knows what it is.
Oh.
She lives in Canada, remember?
They have Tinder in Canada.
They have maple syrup in Canada. They don't have Tinder.
Good point. Here's a... Mitzi says, I've used Tinder.
Mitzi.
We need to stop the show. Mitzi, do tell. I definitely am interested in this.
Mitzi was looking for a hookup.
Shame on you, shameless dinosaur. Did you find someone?
Hi. Were they fun? As we all wait breathlessly for the information.
I will talk until we find out. I have a feeling Mitzi's cheeks are as rosy as yours. So here's
Pre or post spanking?
Well, if it's post spanking, it's damn near red. So here's something to pay attention to when dating on Tinder. Your car.
What?
Yeah.
A Florida man arrested in Trussville after allegedly stealing car during Tinder date. So someone swiped right on him, and their likes included, long walks on the beach.
Car theft.
You're ruining the joke.
You're welcome.
Long walks on the beach, full body pajamas, and Grand Theft Auto. Tussville, what? This is a Florida man story. Apparently he did it in Alabama. Trussville, Alabama. Trussville police arrested a man Sunday for allegedly stealing a woman's car after a Tinder date. In Pensacola, Florida. 40-year-old Eric Taylor was arrested after he was located in an Audi Q3 that had been reported stolen around 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, March 23rd. According to the Trussville Police Department Facebook post, rather than simply swiping left, he decided to meet the young woman for a night out on the town before taking off in her vehicle.
That's
There will be no second date.
It's a dick move if I ever heard one. Taylor has been charged with receiving stolen property first and illegal possession of a credit/debit card. He is being held in Jefferson County Jail on bonds totaling $110,000. That was a quick one.
So.
Mitzi, where have you been? Her bite mark has been on display, and you also missed her actually showing that she's not wearing pants.
That was by accident.
Speaking of not wearing pants,
Leave me out of this.
No, I have something. This is called a segue. Get used to it. Speaking of not wearing pants, just like Ishtar and showing off everything her mother gave her.
I did not show off everything.
Might as well.
That would require me removing my panties entirely.
It's not like you've never done a show without them.
To be fair, my camera doesn't really seem to be showing, so I don't even know why I'm wearing pants. I could actually get away with nothing.
There, let me go back to Ishtar. Go ahead, Wren. We can make it a private chat. No one will ever know.
Hey!
You are incorrigible.
Thank you.
He is definitely in a mood tonight.
Yeah, he is.
Speaking of not wearing pants, police are looking for a Florida man accused of vandalizing Miramar High School while naked.
Okay.
Yes.
Meth.
You're automatically calling it right now. Just meth.
Meth.
All right.
Vandalizing a high school while naked. Yeah, that's probably meth.
Ray says, what's Wren's favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Commando. Miami, Florida. The Miramar Police Department is asking for the public's help identifying a suspect accused of vandalizing Miramar High School while naked. Police say the person they are looking for broke into the school on Monday at around 8 a.m. and spent the entire day causing significant amounts of damage to the facility.
Lots of meth.
Lots of meth. Authorities said the suspect caused upwards of $100,000 in damages. Information leading to his arrest could yield up to $3,000. Anyone with information is asked to contact Broward Crime Stoppers at the number that is listed there. This was a very short article. I just thought...
Let's face it. It's not like the school's going to be reused again. They're all going to move to online teaching.
Well, I mean...
Please, no. Please. No,
yeah,
no,
you have
no,
to understand, Wren wants away from her little hellspawn every once in a while.
I did not go to school for, nor did I sign up to be a teacher. No. Teachers have to come back. No. When you're trying to explain math to a child who is not really paying attention to a word you're saying,
you suddenly understand what teachers go through?
I suddenly want to hand every teacher a crate of wine going,
I'm
come
sorry.
back now. I'm sorry. Come back.
Well, I mean, have you gotten to the ability to explain Common Core yet?
Fuck Common Core.
Common
So-
Core bullshit.
So
I do not
that would be
have-
a no.
I do not have the engineering and mathematical master's degree that it takes to explain Common Core. Right, Minion? Common Core is bullshit. Minion agrees with me.
Well, let's talk about something that's not bullshit then, and let's go ahead and talk about cringe.
Oh, cringe
Alright.
is the bullshittiest of bullshit.
Well, this is a sweet one.
Did you not want to do the one that's in the headlines?
Oh, the headline. That's a good point. India officially claims Pakistan spy pigeon captured.
That's right. You heard that. Spy pigeon.
Okay. I have questions.
What are your questions?
Well,
What?
one question is two people are asking. Trey is asking, and so is TM Ryder. What is Common Core?
Okay. Common Core is a fun system to teach children math so no child's left behind. So
Or
let's say you have a simple math problem of like 22 plus 12. It will teach a kid
Time.
7 different ways to get to the answer, including a ruler number line, a convoluted, I don't fucking understand it, how they do it, like 5 extra steps to get to the same answer, and any other way but the basic math that we were taught.
in shorter layman terms, Nathan says, imagine teaching maths and then not actually doing maths. That's Common Core.
First time I ever got a Common Core was my oldest when they handed us the Common Core workbook, and I didn't understand why he was having such a problem in math class. Then I read over the thing, and they wanted him to solve each problem a different way, and I'm like, no wonder this kid's confused. You're not teaching him math.
Trey says, so 2 plus 2 equals fish. Yes,
Yes.
effectively, as Nathan said. All right, tell us about
The bird.
the birds. And what was your question, Ishtar?
Huh?
Did we lose you with the Common Core?
No, that was my question.
Yeah.
Oh,
A pigeon suspected of being trained to spy by Pakistan has been captured in India along with one of the world's most contested borders, Indian officials say. They say the bird was carrying a coded message and was caught by villagers in Mehrani along the border which separates Indian and Pakistan-controlled parts of Kashmir. Security agencies are trying to decipher the message, the officials told Indian news agency PTI.
well, I mean, they're not going to. I know exactly what the message says. I don't think they understand coded hexadecimal binary.
No. Kathua Police Senior Superintendent Saladra Mashira said villagers gave the pigeon to police on Sunday after it flew into a woman's house from Pakistan. He said a ring was seen attached to one of its legs with numbers on it, and a probe is on. We can't say it was used for spying. Locals seeing a tag tied with its leg caught the pigeon. Some called it a coded message, and Pakistanis Punjab people tie number tags on pigeons to claim ownership. So this pigeon could just be owned,
Possibly.
possibly.
Trey,
Good.
Trey says that it's Perry the Platypus's friend. Damn Alien adds, clearly they're spies. Waterboard the little sky rats until they spill everything.
Birds have reportedly been used for espionage in the past, in the disputed region before. In 2016, police in Pathakot in India's Punjab state took in a bird that was found near the Pakistan border, which had a note attached to it with alleged threats to the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The year before, a bird was seized a few miles from the border, being spotted carrying a stamped message on its body, according to local reports.
So they're using sky rats as means of communication.
Yes. Sky rats are being used as means of communication.
Mine? Mine?
How's it going, Declan? You're not dead!
Declan's not dead.
Hello.
Declan, yeah, your boy Pat did a stream about the whole Gabegate thing. I don't want to get into it on this. I was there, and, well, I asked questions. They didn't like me asking questions. That's all.
Questions are forbidden.
Yeah. So, if you want, I have 2 videos about Gabegate. They're somewhere on the channel. I don't have them linked below or anything like that, but they're my 2 recent videos. You should give them a watch. Quite interesting. Anybody else who hasn't seen them yet, after this show is over, go give them a watch.
I can give him a watch after this.
So, but it's nice to see you, man. I thought you were dead. Lots of people think you were dead. Glad you're not. Alright. Let's move on to, well, that was kind of science, I guess. Dealing with pigeons and Common Core.
Common Core is not science. Common Core is torture for both children and parents.
Not wrong. Let's go ahead and move on to some science.
Antarctica is turning green, new study finds. The pristine ice is turning a distinctive shade of green. It looks moldy. The effects of climate change have sparked a bloom of microscopic algae across the Arctic Peninsula.
Ew.
If there's one thing nobody ever associates with Antarctica, it's green. However, that could soon be set to change thanks to one of the lesser-known consequences of global warming. In a new study, British scientists have created the first ever large-scale map of green algae that is becoming increasingly prevalent in Antarctica as a result of rising global temperatures.
Have a good night, Allie.
Good night, Allie.
Dream of Common Core. It'll definitely put you to sleep.
The algae, which in some places is so dense that it has turned the ice green, was tracked using a combination of satellite imagery and ground-based observations. This is a significant advance in our understanding of land-based life on Antarctica and how it might change in the coming years as the climate warms, said study co-author Dr. Matt Davey. Snow algae are a key component to the continent's ability to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere through photosynthesis. The study identified 1,679 separate blooms covering 1.9 square kilometers, with most of it concentrated on Antarctica's smaller, low-lying islands.
Welcome back, Mitzi. You missed it. Ishtar actually got up again. This time she did remove things, and you're not, and you missed the entire thing.
Ignore him, Mitzi. She was speaking. I know I heard it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That was probably where my microphone was.
What did you say?
I said, don't tease Mitzi.
Why not?
It's not nice.
I can't help it if she missed the entire striptease.
Oh,
Like, I'm surprised.
crying out loud.
Like, I'm surprised we're still online after all the skin that you showed. She has this tattoo that she got just on her inner thigh. She showed that off too.
I do not have a tattoo on my inner thigh.
Yet.
Stop picking on Mitzi.
Continue on.
Further south, where the temperatures are colder, the algae was far less prevalent. I think we will get more large blooms in the future, said lead study author Andrew Gray. Before we know whether this has a significant impact on carbon budgets or bioalbedo, we need to run the numbers. That's it. That's the end of it.
All right. See, you made me you ruined the fantasy that we were building and the lore that we were building for the chat. B-Token and I were going to just basically make Mitzi's day by giving her something to think about after the stream is over, and you ruined it all.
Oh, it's not like it's anything Mitzi won't see when she peeks the windows.
That is a good point. Anyway, I think we should do some Florida Man stuff.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I have two. One of them is going to upset you both, and the other one is going to upset you both. How upset do you want to be?
You're not giving us good choices here.
Well, one
How
involves
upset are we talking?
one involves an animal. The other one involves a 17-year-old.
I don't want to do any more of the Gate stuff.
I'm not talking about Devin.
Oh, okay.
Devin is in Texas, not Florida.
All right.
My bad.
Go 17-year-old. Animal might get us a little too upset.
All right. I don't know how. I don't know the reason for the headline, so I'm just going to go right into it.
Oh, okay.
Florida man kidnaps girl, 17, to get through COVID-19 checkpoint.
Is it like a 2-person per car rule?
I don't know. I saw the headline and I kind of went, that's going to be kind of interesting. What would you do to get through a checkpoint? And then I started thinking, what kind of fucking checkpoint would you kidnap a 17-year-old girl to go through? Like, I saw the article and I was like, okay, that's going to be a fun segue. And then I was like, well, it is about kidnapping. They're going to be upset, so I'm not going to do that. But
I'm just more confused.
yeah, all right. This is from CNN. His name. He looks like someone who would kidnap a 17-year-old and possibly marry a 6-year-old. Anyway, a Florida man was charged with
We weren't talking about Devin.
How many times have you watched my video today? That was pretty good.
Today?
Yeah.
Just once.
A Florida man was charged with kidnapping/false imprisonment last week after forcing a 17-year-old girl to drive him and another woman through a COVID-19 checkpoint. I am relieved this suspect is currently sitting in jail while the young victim in this case was not seriously hurt, Monroe County Sheriff Rick Ramsey said in a statement. Authorities allege the incident started on the morning of May 21st when 37-year-old Alexander Michael Sardinas of Tavernier and a 43-year-old Islamorada woman attempted to enter the Florida Keys in a rideshare taxi without identification. The Florida Keys have been closed to visitors since the coronavirus outbreak. The closure is enforced with a checkpoint. Police said the two Florida Keys residents were turned away. A short time later, a Florida highway patrolman said he spotted the two in an argument half a mile from the checkpoint and gave them a courtesy ride to nearby Florida City. The two then allegedly went to a Publix shopping center parking lot a couple of miles away and approached the victim. Police said the victim had Monroe County plates and a hurricane re-entry sticker on her car. That's what it is. They wanted into Florida, weren't able to get in, so they got the hurricane sticker entry. They kidnapped her for the car.
Okay, at least that's not the worst. That's not the worst kidnapping story ever, because their motives were at least just give us the sticker.
Then why not just steal the car? Why take the girl?
Did you see his picture? He doesn't look like the brightest bulb in the pack.
True.
Yeah.
Authorities said Sardinas told the girl to drive them to Tavernier and threatened to hurt her if she refused or if she touched her cell phone. Police said the victim then drove to the checkpoint and showed her license with the Florida Keys address. Detectives said she did not say anything to the deputies there because she was scared. The victim dropped Sardinas off at a gas station, the female at a pharmacy, and then called a family member who called the police, authorities said. Good for her. Very smart. Police said the couple was found at different locations, and neither denied being with the victim. The victim also identified Sardinas in a photo lineup as the man who kidnapped and threatened her, the sheriff's office said. Police said Sardinas was taken to jail and additional charges may be pending. It's not clear whether the suspect has an attorney or has appeared in court. CNN has calls out to the sheriff's office, the district attorney's office, and the public defender's office.
Idiot.
Yeah.
And he's not a Florida man, so you can't automatically blame meth.
He's a Florida Keys person.
Close enough.
Well, he's not a Florida Keys person, or he'd have a driver's license or some other form of identification that would allow him to go back to the island. Since he can't go back to the island, obviously, he's not Florida Keys. He's just a moron.
Morons exist everywhere.
Well,
Unfortunately.
Wren,
Yeah.
it's cringe time, and you were going to say something about something sweet. So let's wash our brains from that last one and give us a palate cleanser, yeah?
Yes. Restaurant finds long-lost wedding ring during lockdown renovations.
This is where you get a collective, aww.
I already did my token awe.
A long-lost wedding ring has been returned to its rightful owner after it was found in a restaurant undergoing renovations during the coronavirus lockdown. 3 years ago, a New York man was enjoying a meal with his wife in a South Florida restaurant when his wedding ring slipped off his finger and went through the wooden floorboards, apparently lost forever.
Did you just sneak in a Florida Man article into your cringe, Wren?
Kind of. Blame the minion. He did the digging for me.
She did outsource.
I did outsource this time.
He doesn't know the rules.
Since the coronavirus pandemic, Coconut's restaurant has been only serving takeaways, so manager Ryan Crevoy decided to replace the wooden patio deck. Seems like a good time to do it.
Yeah.
When the decking was pulled up, he discovered a variety of miscellaneous treasures, including a gold coin, $100 bill, and $100 bills. He also spotted a silver wedding band glistening through the piles of mud, engraved with the words Mike and Lisa 08-21-15. The restaurant's marketing manager, Sasha Formica, decided to post a picture of the ring on Facebook, initially thinking it would not get a response. However, it was shared around 5,000 times before making its way to Mike and Lisa. 3 days after the Facebook post, the wife called to claim the ring, the Sun Sentinel reported. She called and said, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm Lisa," Miss Formica said. Lisa even sent the restaurant pictures of her and her husband dining at the restaurant in 2017 as proof, explaining the ring had slipped off his greasy fingers and rolled between the wooden floorboards.
That ring was not properly sized.
No,
or
it was not.
Or he lost weight.
It was not properly sized to his finger.
No.
If it had been, he wouldn't have lost it.
Well, saying gold coin, you got Steve's radar up.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the $100 bills that got his radar up. It was the gold coin.
Mr. Crevoy said, "We were cleaning the debris down there and we noticed a bit of sparkly and we picked the ring up. Once we washed it off, we realized there was an engraving on the inside." The restaurant posted the ring back to the couple. Mr. Crevoy took the $100 bills and a rare coin from 1855.
Nice.
That may be worth as much as $2,000 for the tip jar to share with the staff. So all those $100 bills and everything that people lost is now basically going to be
going to the employees.
Going to the employees during a hard time.
That's a good manager.
How's it going, Futternut? Yes, that is Wren. And to answer your question, straight Sith Mail. So what the checkpoint is basically to turn away anyone who is not American, from what I can tell. So that's why they were looking for someone who had a specific type of license plate sticker so they could get in. Basically, she got kidnapped by illegal aliens.
Yeah.
Not the damn alien type of illegal, just the
Illegal.
illegal type of illegal. Well, that was very sweet. And it had two good endings. They got their ring back, and the employees got to split a bunch of cash.
Yeah.
So
Hard to argue with that story.
There's probably a bunch of bartenders and stuff that are getting a little extra money now. And one couple can say that they found their ring, and now hopefully they'll get it sized right so it will stay on his finger.
yes, Nathan says a wholesome Florida man. Good times. I don't find many of those. I have looked. Wren just happened to throw one into her cringe.
Eh.
All right, let's move to some science, shall we?
You want some science.
I do want some science. So do the people watching. They want science as well.
Yes.
Space or dinosaurs?
Dinosaurs.
Why would you ask something like that? It's always dinosaurs. The answer is always dinosaurs.
Okay. Allosaurus cannibalized its own kind. Grim new fossils reveal.
Cannibal dinosaurs?
Cannibal dinosaurs. For these Jurassic predators, cannibalism was definitely on the table in desperate times, researchers say. Scientists have discovered rare fossil evidence of dinosaur cannibalism in a large quarry in Colorado. In a new study published today, May 27th, in the Journey PLOS 1, PLOS 1, researchers examined dinosaur bones from the Myget Moor Quarry near the Utah-Colorado border, paying close attention to any bite marks that were present. Not the bite marks like Matt leaves.
Well, no, an Allosaurus is much bigger.
Yes. Many bones bore the bites of theropod dinosaurs, a large group of bipedal carnivores. In some cases, the team wrote, both the biter and the bitee were of the same genus, the predatorial Allosaurus, providing some extremely rare fossil evidence of dinosaur-on-dinosaur cannibalism. According to lead study author Stephanie Drumheller, it's likely that the predators were driven to eat their own dead as a last resort during desperate times. Big theropods like Allosaurus probably weren't particularly picky eaters, especially if their environments were already strapped for resources. Drumheller, a professor of paleontology at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville, said in a statement, scavenging and even cannibalism were definitely on the table.
See, what they don't tell you in this study is that the Allosauruses were only 13% of the population, but cannibalized 50% of the dinosaurs.
The Myget Moor Quarry contains thousands of dinosaur bones dating to the late Jurassic period, roughly 150 million years ago. During its best days, the quarry was a lushly vegetated home to many large dinosaur species, including the long-necked Apatosaurus and the bipedal carnivore Allosaurus. But at some point, the new study suggests the area fell on hard times, forcing local carnivores to scavenge for scraps of meat from the picked-over remains of dead dinos. In their new study, the authors looked for bite marks on 2,368 dinosaur bones from the quarry. The width, depth, and pattern of the bite marks helped the team determine what sort of dinosaur had sunk its chompers into each chunk of prey. Of these 684 specimens, or 29%, bore at least one theropod bite mark. Go ahead.
What?
You're snickering. What's funny?
Because I can't say it. So you understood the meme that I used, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Fuddernut says oi, and then says, I did not see that coming.
Butternut. Many of those marks were clearly made by serrated teeth, the authors wrote, suggesting Allosaurus, the most common theropod among the quarry's fossils, did most of the biting. While these predators tended to nosh mostly on herbivores, 17% of their bite victims were also theropods, including some fellow Allosaurus specimens. making this the first plausible evidence of Allosaurus on Allosaurus cannibalism ever detected. Strangely, though, most of the examined bite marks didn't appear to be killing blows. In fact, more than half of all the bite marks were found on bony, meat-scarce parts of the victim's body, including fingers, toes, and spinal columns. The theropods that bit them weren't hunting for prime meat, the authors suggested. They were scavenging for scraps. In conclusion, the researchers wrote, these fossils tell a story of desperate carnivores quite literally picked the meat off their prey's bones, forced to raid already decomposing corpses for whatever little meat was left. Apparently, it didn't matter if those corpses were part of the predator's own family.
I mean, no one ever talks about Allosaurus on Allosaurus Crime.
It's because not.
Futternut says, listening to this, I believe the reader has not heard of BDSM back in Dino days.
Clearly not.
And Wild Breath comes in with Allosaurus Lives Matter.
You know, there's one way we could get back at him now.
What's that?
We just have to look up BDSM dinosaur erotica.
No. I didn't make the joke. Futternut made the joke. No.
It's got to exist.
You know what? I was going to end the show here and not read about the animal abuse from Florida Man. If you keep it up, I'm going to read it.
I just said it. She's looking it up.
What? Fortunately, I'm not finding it.
Oh, see,
Okay.
no, now I'm reading.
But I did find a website called literotica.com that has a whole section of dinosaur stories.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So, this
Jane
Florida...
the Jungle Queen, Chapter 1. That just sounds great.
No. So, like I said, this last story we're going to read tonight involves an animal. Do you want to try and guess which animal it involves in Florida?
Planet of the Dino Horse.
No.
There's 6 chapters. The last chapter says explosions and dinosaurs, a fitting conclusion. I'm going to save this one.
Okay, so Nathan says crocodile. You two, pick an animal.
Puppy?
Snake.
Hopefully I'm wrong.
Chat, what type of animal do you think was involved in this headline? Kicked like a football player would kick a field goal.
Someone kicked a puppy.
That's a puppy.
So you two say puppy, Nathan says crocodile. Steve says alligator or snapping turtle.
If it's a snapping turtle, none of us would care. The snapping turtles are assholes.
Ghost Dog said a manatee. It would break his foot. Wellbreast says hedgehog. B Token says flamingo. Straight says male says giant sloth. TM Rider says alligator. No. You are all wrong.
It's a kitten, isn't it?
Florida man accused of kicking a chicken like a football player would kick a field goal.
Why
A
do we
chicken
care?
or a rooster?
Chicken.
Who cares about chickens? We eat them.
The bird suffered broken ribs, which means it survived.
Okay.
Not acceptable. However, the reason I ask is because banny roosters are fucking bastards, and it's perfectly acceptable to kick them out of self-defense.
My parents used to live with neighbors who had a rooster, and I'm pretty sure they wanted to kick the shit out of that rooster because it would decide to crow any time of day, especially in the middle of the night, because it was an asshole. So,
Well, then they would agree with this Florida man. A Florida man who was upset about the noise the chicken was making grabbed the bird and kicked it like a football player would kick a field goal, according to the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. Deputies said 43-year-old Nicholas Kevin Chu's girlfriend called them on March 22nd to report that he kicked a chicken while they were arguing, and she was worried the bird's legs were broken. Chu reported admittedly to kicking the chicken out of his way because he was upset with the bird's noises, records show. But it was a separate witness who said the suspect kicked the animal with the same amount of force an athlete would use. Rhode Island red chicken named Hun was found standing nearby on one leg. It was taken to an animal hospital where the veterinarian determined it had suffered 4 broken ribs, according to the news release. The bird has since been reunited with its owner, who chose to press charges. Chu was arrested Monday on animal cruelty charges, and the referee said that it was good, and the Miami Dolphins win by 3 points.
do we really care about the chicken?
Not really.
I could
I
have
mean, I
changed.
care about the fact that the chicken suffered, but
It suffered, poor chicken, but they could have turned it into chicken tenders.
It was a family pet.
Chickens are not pets. Chickens are food.
yeah, I kind of got to admit that. My previous mother-in-law owns chickens, and yeah, they survive only because they produce eggs.
All right, it's about that time, ladies. A little after, actually.
You had to squeeze the chicken in.
I did.
Yeah.
And you thought you'd get us upset. We're more going, chickens are food, not pets. So
I
come
was
here,
go-
upset.
I was going over the animal cruelty thing. I didn't know you two had specific animals that you were heartless over.
Well, here's the rule. If it's cute and fuzzy, then we're gonna be upset.
If it was like a little chick, we
Yeah.
have a problem.
If it was like a little baby chick, yeah, it's a problem. If it's a full-grown chicken, that's a chicken dinner. Sorry, I'm not upset about that.
So next time I'll find something where someone like stepped on a puppy. I don't know.
No, then you really would get us upset if it was someone who stepped on a puppy. That's different. Cute and fuzzy, we care. Not cute and fuzzy.
Well, it depends. 'cause
It
I kinda like
depends
snakes.
if it's like unnecessary. But chickens are noisy little bastards, so I could kind of get his thinking.
Well, we have learned a lot this evening, have we not?
Yes.
We learned that a loon one-shot a bald eagle. We also
Something
learned
that 20.
we also learned that Ray is selling his house, and he decided to take nude pictures and put them up on Zillow. We also learned that Ishtar's favorite color is teal for the night.
It's not my favorite color. It's just the color I'm wearing.
Yes, and we also found out that Wren has a potato for a computer.
Yes, I have a potato for a computer.
But with all that being said, this has been MSNBC, my snarky news broadcasting channel. All of the news. Ishtar's definitely not wearing pants.
No.
She's not. I switched too, because fuck pants.
Where I've been joined by, finally I can say this, my two gorgeous co-hosts, Wren from Relations and Shitlords Anonymous.
Night, guys.
As well as Ishtar from her own Twitch streams and where she does voices on Cyber Demon Gaming.
Good night.
And my name, of course, is Antoine the Great. And I want to say this to you, all of you who are still watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope to see you next time. And if you like what we do here, well, join us again next Tuesday, where we definitely will be doing this again.
Yes.
So have a wonderful evening, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.